I can remember growing up hanging posters on my wall, magazine clippings of some of the stars of the sport at that time. The people that I just looked at the wall at and said, I wish I could at least compete in BMX bicycles. I wish I could someday meet those stars. Well, later on in life, I eventually started racing and eventually turned professional and ended up sitting on the gate beside those very stars that hung on my wall on the posters. I befriended many of them, and now I've been blessed. I've been blessed to have my own show, a show that will spotlight those very BMX athletes that once hung on my wall. Hear their stories of struggle, overcoming, the good times and the bad times, their stories of victory, and not giving up. These are the stories that have made them the legends that they are, and worthy of schooling all of us on my show, Hurricane Maine's BMX Legends Class 2.0. Let's get it. Hey, 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 welcome to another great episode of Hurricane Maine's BMX Legends Class 2.0 radio show right here on His Hop Radio. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in for another great episode. We got a super special guest on the show. He's a BMX legend in his own right out in the Oakland area, the Bay Area of California. He's the founder and creator of Bay Area BMX. He's had Bay Area BMX going for like 8 years now, people, doing great things in his community for the youth. It's so awesome, and he's been involved in the great sport of BMX way back since '83. That's right. And with no further ado, I want to introduce Howard Cato to the listeners. Say what's up to the listeners, Mr. Cato.
Hey, how you guys doing out there, man? It's glad to be on the show this morning.
Yeah, brother. I'm glad to have you. I know we've been trying to get you on here for several weeks. It's been crazy on this side of the coast over here for your brother Hurricane Maine, but I appreciate your patience, brother. I really do.
And awesome to be able to make it happen. You know, I know we all get busy in our own times, man, but you know, God's gonna make a way, and He made it happen for us today.
That's right. And you know, I said you're the founder and creator of Bay Area BMX. Did I get that right? Is it Bay Area BMX?
Bay Area BMXers.
BMXers. I thought it was. That's why I decided to ask you that. Bay Area BMXers. You know, you're doing great things out there with that, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first and foremost, you know, there's a lot I want to cover in this interview right here. So I want to just go ahead and start from the get-go, from the root of it, where it all started. You know, I mentioned that you've been involved in BMX racing since '83. I mean, wow. So what time did you come up in? Who was around then? Who were the guys to look up to?
Oh, man, you know, when I came in I actually started, you know, really getting introduced in the BMX around '81, you know, where we were just riding around in the street. And, going to the store, picking up the magazines, looking at some of the famous pros, man.
Yeah. Posters on the wall and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So,
you know, that's when the contacts of looking at these pros and amateurs and stuff, and I was like, wow, I really want to get involved in this, you know.
That's cool though, man. You know, you made me think. That's making me think, because you said you started racing, actually signed up racing in '83, but before that you were already shredding the streets with your friends. I need to date mine back like that, because that's how it started for me. You know, we have those local races in the hood and all that. You know, ourselves, we racing around the house or something, you know.
Right. So well, you know, we had our we would set up with friends, man. We'd build ramps in the street, man, put some milk cartons on top, stock them up with boxes, man, and just have jumping contests and jump the highest and stuff, you know?
Wow. And you know
fear.
I know. And you know, California is where BMX originated from. That's like I'm into hip hop too, and that originated in New York. So if I had someone from New York on here talking about rap, I'd be like, I'd ask them what I'm about to ask you. What was it like being out there? I mean, what did it all just hit? Was it just super huge, like back in the day how breakdancing was, BMX? Because, I know that was the mecca of it. Was it thriving pretty strong back then? Just everywhere you look?
Well, I was in NorCal, it was quiet. It wasn't, it wasn't,
Really?
they was always saying that it was more of SoCal. But, we were getting it down here in NorCal as well. I was just slow at finding it and looking for what these BMX tracks were. When you'd open up the magazines, you'd always see places out of the state. So,
right.
I didn't know, I didn't know that they had BMX in Oakland, but they did. It was around me. I just didn't know of it, and it was starting to really get big,
Yeah.
So I started seeing people on bikes and finding. It's almost like once you start looking, man, you start finding these people that do the same thing that you do.
That's
and
right.
You start finding different locations.
Yeah.
So that's how I got myself into it.
Yeah, and that's like the law of attraction, how even if we think negative, we draw those negative people into our lives. And just like with anything in life, like you were doing BMX, you draw people, that environment, you tend to be drawn toward finding the magazines and coming across the people with common interests. But I know it's at the same time, being black, like you and I are, we tend to not hear about sports like this. We tend to get called white boy. I got called white boy in school, because I wanted to ride and stuff like that, like it was something I wasn't supposed to do, So, I mean, it had to be something somewhat similar to that for you too, because that's a sport we don't normally hear about.
Well, me in high school, people did the wrestling, basketball, football.
Right.
Me talking about BMX was something that people really didn't know about,
Right.
But, what it was is it kind of grew on people as they started seeing me more and more doing it, and it's just like eventually, that's Howard. He rides BMX. He does this. He be doing jumps. He rides wheelies and stuff, and, so it started coming together. It was just like, that one time when I finally got the break, when one of my friends finally found the BMX track here in the Bay Area, out in Fremont, and he came back and told us about it, and I let my parents know about it, and they gave me permission that I was able to go out there and do my first race. So
cool. That was around 83 right there, right?
That was 83, yeah.
Okay. And so you went out there and just started doing some riding, and you said you got into your first race. How was that?
Yeah. Man, it was good. I was a little nervous at times, for a minute. And, but I pulled a second place that night. I got me a trophy, man.
Wow. Came
home, man, was holding on to that thing, it was like, oh man, I just won this. So,
wow.
After that, man, I just, we started telling friends about it in our neighborhood, and they started wanting to do it as well,
Cool.
And we started going to the track. But, like I said, it was different, it still was different, man, because in the neighborhood, man, we just trying to find our way, man. The kids were, and I still look back now, man, on how some of the local stores would load us up on the weekend, put us in a van, man, and take us across the bridge. So, we going over to this other city in like San Jose, areas where I had no knowledge of.
Now was that was in the day of Jag BMX and everything, wasn't it? Wasn't that back then?
Jag. Well, no, Jag had done came along by then. When Jag was out, I wasn't racing then, and I kind of missed out on some opportunities. But I was able to to look at these magazines and go back into seeing what JAG was about.
That's right. Okay.
The guys, the important people that was in it and everything, and it made me feel good. I was like, man, they really was doing that.
Right,
you know?
Right. Yeah, because people don't understand, like, being a brother in a sport where there's not many of us in there, to see other brothers out there doing it gives us hope that we could do this and it'd be okay for us to do it. And, you know, that's good. Yeah. You found that at a young age to keep you out of trouble and everything, you know, because weren't there a lot of negative influences where you grew up? What type of stuff or environment was it?
Man, it was, man. And, you know, you can easily be targeted to going out in the streets, man, you know, doing things that you didn't have no business doing. Because, you know, being a kid, man, you know, if you have a lot of free time on your hands, man, there's a lot of things that you can get yourself into, easy, and that people will invite you into it, you know, you know, drug selling, you know, breaking in cars and stuff, you know, and the thing is, it's negative, it shows bad things, but you know, sometimes you, when you don't have that mentor,
structure.
Man, to
that structure.
Guide you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you can go. What else is there to do? You know,
exactly.
You know, and you know the thing about it, that stuff is kind of contagious too, because I had positive people in my life personally growing up, but at the same time, the influence on this negative stuff was so strong through the music that we heard, through you know, the music in the 90s, especially the rap music and everything. Not downgrading, I love my background of music, but still the messages, that the way that we were receiving them made it a cool thing to be that negative kid out there selling drugs or doing all this stuff when you wasn't even raised this way. And the kids that didn't have the structure were more like your heroes. That's how it was around here, you know, and
pretty much the same.
And that's why it's so important to have people like you said stepping up and doing things different to show kids, you know. So
exactly. You have to. Well, you know, they're the future. So man, we gotta guide them, man. If you don't guide them right, man, then how can you be upset and mad at what they're doing now?
That's right.
You know, so you got to play your part. You can't talk about it and not do anything about it. You got to go out there to your community. You got to knock on doors. You got to get these kids and get them inspired in what you're doing. Let them know what we're doing and let them know that you don't have to be doing that, or, you know what I'm saying, there's other opportunities for you, man.
Yeah, that's right. Each one teach one. That's what I always say. You know what I'm saying? And then when that negative thing that I just described a second ago too, that can be used in a reverse effect by seeing you out there doing BMX or any other sport, or just something that keeps you out of the street and being happy from getting trophies. And it can have a positive effect because that could be contagious. And that's kind of like what was happening when you went back. Hey, look what I discovered. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And people, and parents especially, though, they get scared when they hear about you doing something on bicycles or motorcycles or something. They think you're going to get killed or, you know, or break your neck. But, you know, sometimes, but that can happen in anything. But it's good to do something different, to influence people and let them know there's something more out there, you know, that can be done, you know.
That's right.
Well, you know, go ahead.
When I talk to parents, you know, and I explain to them, yes, you know, your kid can get hurt out here. Yeah, he can break something. But here's one thing here's a good thing to come out of it, though. You know, you can either have them doing that, or you can have them out here doing bad things in the street, getting in trouble.
You said
possibly hurting someone. You know, when you commit a violence and you hurt someone, whether it's by death or, you know, just punishing, just doing something wrong, you know, in general, robbing someone, man, it's hard to get that back.
Yeah,
and it's hard for that to heal. But see, you can break your collarbone and you can break your arm and you can heal up and you'll be fine. Wow. And the thing is, you do those things right there, there's nothing on, no one can judge you on anything about what you just did. But when you do those crimes that I just said previous, man, it's hard to get back from that. That's right. You know, this was a few things that I did in my life, man, and it took some time to even just get off my record, man. And you know, it kind of put barriers in my life, man, where I couldn't get forward, you know, because of it. Yeah. You know,
now how and you know, I want to go into that. And I'm gonna take a break before I go into that, because I want to leave the people, because we're gonna talk about, you know, you being shot and everything, you going down the wrong path in life, and how you overcame that, you know. But before I go into that, I wanted to ask you, because I wanted to stop you right there when you was talking about positive stuff and things coming in your life. How did BMX have an influence on you being able to kind of see things differently? Did it kind of give you some kind of structure or something, you know?
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna tell you what it did for me, man. I mean, physically, riding BMX, man, it had me in shape. I loved working out. I loved riding my bike. It was an outside activity thing. It was something that I did that, you know, we would meet up with your other friends and we would go ride at different locations. So it got me where I was able to see things a little different. I mean, clear my mind, you know, away from other stuff, because the only thing that I wanted to do was ride my bike.
That's right, and that's what made you happy. You know, and you felt that was my happy moment, man. That was my happy moment. Right, you know, having a bike. You know, growing up, that's so important. I'm gonna tell you, growing up, I didn't want much. Only thing I wanted something was for my bike. That was it. You know, I didn't want no expensive shoes. I didn't want no expensive clothing or anything, man. Just give me something for my bike and I'm happy. That's all I want. I can relate. So where did you go with the BMX thing though? Did you get into it seriously? Did you keep racing, or did you go another direction with it? Did you go pro?
Well, I never went pro. You know, I went all the way up to expert. I stopped racing at 17. Okay. And you know, well, 16 and a half. Let me go back. It was rephrase it. No, I guess I was 17, because my last race was the Stockton National.
So you're 17. So what was that, like a year ago? Not quite.
You know what, man? If I could go back to 17, man, and do a few things over again, man, I tell you, I probably would have continued on to my racing. And but you know, at that time when I was coming out, man, music was starting to flow in, man, and you know, we were starting to connect with things outside. So the bikes wasn't my life no more, you know. But you know what? I still every now and then picked up a magazine to check to see who was doing what. That's right. And I was watching some of my friends that was pro, doing good and expert and everything, and I was like, well, okay. But I just never wanted to, you know, I didn't think I had it no more for the bike. I was out of it.
Well, but, you know what I say, this here is the BMX Legends show. So it's not just about people that made a career out of racing. I got announcers, people that did that to the fullest, and people that have companies and doing things like, most importantly, what you're doing. Giving back. Right. Giving back to the kids and bringing them into something that you love. Because it doesn't matter how long you do it. If you develop that passion and it gets into your bloodstream, I don't think it ever leaves. I really don't.
No, it don't.
You know. Nope. So that makes you a legend in your own right there, my brother. For that's real.
Right. That's right.
That's right. So you're a part of the family. But what we're going to do, though, I want to go ahead and take a break. Then we're going to come back and talk about, you know, you being shot several times, you know, things in the streets and everything. What led to you coming back to BMX and starting Bay Area BMX, you know, and we're going to go into that, all right? All right, so I want everybody to just keep it locked right here on BMX Legends Class 2.0 radio show with our guest, the legend, the legendary Howard Cato. We'll be right back. Keep it locked there, everybody, all right? Hey, it's Hurricane Maine here, host of Hurricane Maine's BMX Legends Class 2.0 radio show. And here's a special announcement from BMX legend Mighty Mo.
Riders ready? Watch the waves. Hey guys, this is Mighty Mo, Moses Tillman, inviting you to join me, along with guest speaker Dr. Smooth, Craig Reynolds, and many other BMXers as we set sail on a 3-night cruise out of Miami to the Bahamas aboard the beautiful Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Seas over Labor Day weekend. This will be the most insane BMX get-together away from the track. For more information, visit the Mighty Mo's BMX Cruise Facebook page, and we'll see you this September on the gate. I mean the ship.
Here's Hot Radio and your brother Hurricane Maine are proud supporters of Mighty Mo's BMX Cruises. Find out about special rates and offers by tuning in to my show, Hurricane Maine's BMX Legends Class 2.0, every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on His Hot Radio. See you Labor Day weekend.
White Hot Productions. White Hot Productions.
Holy Ghost Riders.
Ooh-ah, 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 be, ooh-ah, 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 be, ooh-ah, 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 be, I be the UNITE, I'm representing JC. Ooh-ah, 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 be, ooh-ah, 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 be, ooh-ah, 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 be, I be the UNITE, I'm representing JC. UNITE, I'm representing JC. Don't you see, he came to set the captives free? Yes, indeed. That means you and me. Don't you see, you were blinded, but now you can see. Gonna come and representing Christ until the day I die. Cause the devil just a lie and he wants you to fight. Ooh-wee. Yeah, that ain't right. He wants to steal your life, so why don't you just give it up to Christ? So you give it up to Christ, cause he came and paid the price. Change your wrong so we can come and make it right. So you can live the perfect life with the way, the truth, the life. Name above all names, his name is Jesus Christ. Holy Ghost Riders till the day that I die. So if you heard we come into your hood, that is no lie. So put the devil under your feet and wave to him bye-bye. Cause I'm rolling with Christ and they smoke with me, yeah, unite. Ooh-ah, 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 be, ooh-ah, 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 be, ooh-ah, 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 be, I be the UNITE, I'm representing JC. Ooh-ah, 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 be, ooh-ah, 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 be, ooh-ah, 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 be, I be the UNITE, I'm representing JC. Be that Holy Ghost Rider till the day that I die. Cause my mind was blinded till I seen Jesus Christ. Hey, the way, the truth, the life came so we could have a lasting life. Yeah, that's right. He died for your life. So open up your eyes and see what's right. For the devil try to come and steal your life. Cause burning in the fire is his eternal life. So do what's right and give it up to Christ. Cause he came and paid the price. So yeah, that's right. Remember the boy Unite. He always used to like to fight. Never doing anything that was right. Saying thug life, this is my life. Doing drugs and living, yeah, this is my price. Until I came close to losing my life. And the only one who could save me was Jesus Christ. Ooh-ah, 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 be, ooh-ah, 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 be, ooh-ah, 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 be, I be the UNITE, I'm representing JC. Ooh-ah, 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 be, ooh-ah, 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 be, ooh-ah, 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 be, I be the UNITE, I'm representing JC.
And we grow in our mind. Our past, our have been lost just to find. Live your life, then you die. Party hard, cash some checks, have some kids, no regret. All of this just to find. Live your life, then you die. Mama put me from the womb, bet she thought I'd be great. Like many parents do, I was no different from the other kids. I still had feelings when I got hurt around the mama. This one throughout the year. Had a hidden passion, I'm so overdue. Always wanted me some things in me aside from a few other mediocre kids that didn't care to achieve some other things that I wanted. I'm just 16, speaking of 16. Bought a Cutlass Supreme, wanted girls gas, and I keep my whip clean. Typical things you see from regular teens. Even down to the fact I started selling some green. Looking strange to me that we can break the law. Get embraced by so many, y'all are thinking so flawed. That gritty old scene kept calling me. Just think about your life, you anything like me. And we grow in our mind. Our past, our have been lost just to find. Live your life, then you die. Party hard, cash some checks, have some kids, no regret. All of this just to find. Live your life, then you die. I'm a beast. Now I'm feeling the fury. 18, been to jail, but who's judging the jury? Still keep my passion for riding the bike. Hit the track, wrap it up, I be styling like. Ooh, that what it feeling like. But underneath that, I was rocking the mic. So you asked for me to come up, why it take so long? For me to be me, he had to make me strong. The wisdom that I got don't come from the birth. From my Savior, Lord Jesus, meant to walk in this earth. I know that darkness come to light, so I had to confess. Got a son about 20, Jesus up in my chest. But that gritty old scene kept calling me. Just think about your life, you anything like me? So young to have faith in something I can't see. Just think about your life, you anything like me? And we grow in our mind. Our past, our have been lost just to find. Live your life, then you die. Party hard, cash some checks, have some kids, no regret. All of this just to find. Live your life, then you die. Seem like I'm living a dream, but the door low, so I go back to moving the green. I got kids in the world, man, it's bigger than me. Got goals in my life that I'm trying to achieve. I still believe that the dark come to the light. So before they get me, let me get right. Right with this money, I ain't holding back. I make excuses and lease, I ain't slanging crack. And everything you want in life is gonna come with a fee. The more dirt that you do, the more it costs to be free. You can learn for yourself, ain't gotta take it from me. Just think about your life, you anything like me? And we grow in our mind. Our past, our have been lost just to find. Live your life, then you die. We're back for more BMX Legends Class 2.0 radio show with our guest, Howard Cato. You still on the phone with me, my brother?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
All right. You know, a little bit earlier in the first segment, we were talking about you getting into BMX and your influences in the sport of BMX. We talked about the Jag days and everything. But I want to know in particular, who are your heroes back then? You know, who are you looking up to?
Man, you know, when I pull the magazines out, I would always see people like, you know, great legends right now, man. Rest in peace, man. Anthony Sewell, Tommy Bracken, you know, still around. Percy Owens, Turnell Henry. And to be able to sit around and still see my buddy Turnell at times, man, it's great because, man, these were guys that I really just looked up to and seen in the magazine and said, man, these guys are really doing it.
I know.
And, you know, I had the opportunity earlier this year at First National in Las Vegas to sit down and talk to Tommy Bracken, the human dragster, man.
Oh, wow.
And that was man, I'm telling you, that was huge for me.
And you know what, for the listeners out there now, that because some listeners are new to hearing about BMX, and I want to introduce even the mainstream audience to you. And I want to let the listeners know that to meet someone like Tommy Bracken is like meeting someone like Kobe Bryant sitting down one-on-one, Lord rest his soul, or Michael Jordan or something. So that's a big deal right there, Howard, to meet Tommy Bryant.
Yes,
so how did that go when you talked to him? You said you talked to him where now?
Oh, we were in Las Vegas at the first National of the year, man, and I've been seeing Tommy, but we hadn't been connecting yet, and it was just, we caught up with each other, we sat down and talked, and just went back to certain stuff. And, to be honest, the same stuff that I was going through, he was already going through it. So he had already went through the stuff that myself that was going through. So just knowing that, we're just the same two people, man, in so many ways. But he was someone that I really, those guys we really looked up to, man. Yeah. Growing up, and because they kind of opened the doors for us, man.
Yeah, it did, and that's why I like doing this show, because I get to talk to all you legends of the sport and everything, and kind of hear the inside story. A lot of people have BMX racers on their shows, and they just talk about the surface of the sport or something like that, but they don't go into deep detail. And that's why I like to cover that, just like you being shot, Yeah. Would you like to share that with us? That was very emotional in your YouTube video that I heard, your documentary. Tell us a little bit about that and what direction led to that.
Well, like I told you, after BMX, man, the streets started calling. Like I said, back growing up, it wasn't mentors like it is now to be able to keep a person active doing things and stuff, So you get influenced by things. The music was bringing us out. The girls, man, just the material stuff, man, that you wanted to be. I started venturing out a little bit more, man, in the streets, and it didn't start from there because, I was brought up right, but, at the same time, man, you still sometimes steered the wrong direction. Yeah. You're trying to find yourself. That's and we all, at a certain age, man, all teenagers, and it's not a African-American thing, man. Right. It's not a Hispanic thing or anything, I mean, all cultures does it. Everyone tries to find themselves in life. Yep. Yep. So it's just not me because I'm black. No, it's because it's just you're trying to find yourself. And then if you don't have that built structure, it's hard to be able to know what you're finna do at that moment. That's right. So my thing was, I was looking up to some people that was really doing things in the neighborhood, and I wanted a piece of the action, Right. And it led to doing other things as well, violence. Yeah. So, what I tell these young kids these days today is that, you got to be careful who you hang around with, your surroundings, because you got to understand when that person or the other person, when one of your friends have any kind of sorry.
You mean like they get into that's what I figured you were going to say.
When they get into it with someone else, that means you're involved in that as well.
That's right.
Because all you guys are together. That's right. So, what happened to me was, I was out there running the street, and I'm not blaming nobody for what I did. That happened to me. Right. Because I made the decision to do what I was doing out there. I knew the consequences of it. All my friends, we all knew the consequences of it at that time. So, that night when I got shot, wow. And, it was because I was out there, right? In the streets, man. And, I got being shot several times, losing a friend of mine, my best friend, one of my best friends, that night.
I know that was tough right there. I heard about that in the documentary too. Was that you said that was your best friend?
Yeah, that was one of my road dogs, man, and, we was out there, we was running, and, the thing is, you get into those situations like that. it wasn't my time.
That's
you know,
right.
God
right.
had to. I was doing so much. God had either He was going to do two things: slow you down, so maybe you'll get the telegram that He's telling you.
Right,
hey,
right.
Look, it's time to change your life.
That's right.
You know,
and you know, in a situation like that, that's how I tell everybody that they should view it. It's all about how you view it. If you view it that way, that's what it is. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, you could look at it in a negative way or something too. Why me? But you didn't. You know, you got something. God had a higher purpose for you, just like He does with us all. But you were fortunate.
Right.
You were fortunate in that. We could have not had you. You know.
That's right.
Yeah. So you know, so fast forward a little bit. You know, you went through that, and you know, I know that was tough to recover from something like that. What kind of support system did you have around you going through recovery?
Man, I had a huge. My family, we're real close, man. So you know, my family was there for me. You know, when I came through, you know, my family was there. You know, and from there on, all the way until I got out of the hospital, you know, they were there. So when you have that kind of support, man, it's kind of, you know, it's still tough, but it's easier to cope with.
That's
you know?
right. That's right.
You know, but I had a lot of time being by myself, sitting up in that room, thinking about what I need to do. Cause see, here's the thing: when we come into this world, we all have a date to check out.
Right.
We're not, you know, so you just don't know when is it your time.
You just
you
don't
know,
know. Right.
That night just wasn't my time. You know, it wasn't time for me to check out yet.
Right.
So
Amen.
with that, I had enough time to think about, okay, I need to make these decisions. So I started thinking about the stuff that I really had fun with, you know. So, you know, the biking was on my mind a lot
Was
in the
it?
hospital. But,
Really?
you know, it was.
What?
I was thinking about a lot of the BMX stuff, man.
Now,
was
was this at a point in your life where you had stopped racing? Where you?
Yes, I was done with racing. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so now it's coming back to you while you're in the hospital.
Yeah, I've been done from racing, man, over 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And all of a sudden, that's what came back to mind? In the midst,
that's what popped up.
In the midst of all of that. Wow.
All of that.
Wow.
And you know, it was. I think God was trying to tell me something. You know, and you know, thinking about the. I remember when we had the spring nationals here at the Cal Palace, man, when I was younger, and I got into some trouble at school, so I wasn't able to race the national, man. And it just really hurt me bad, you know. I was like, man, so, you know, now I'm in a position that I can do these things now, but I'm still in the hospital.
Right.
So I said to myself, man, when I get out of here, God, please just help me to be able to walk.
Wow.
And get on a bike and ride. That's what I asked for. That was the only thing that I really asked for. And it almost sounds like it's a lot, man, because, you know, sometimes, man, when you can't walk and, you know, certain stuff don't happen to you, you know, it's permanent for a lot of people.
I know.
And I got a second chance at it, you know, and I wasn't going to give up, you know, and today I thank the nurse that always came and got me in the morning, man, and started walking with me, man, to make it happen, you know, and stuff. But my thing is, I thought that if when I got out, I can get me a bike, and I can kind of fix those problems.
That's right.
Now, I fixed a few of them, but I still have some things in my life that I still
have some
doing.
demons you're dealing with. Right.
Yeah, still have.
And that's part of life's development.
Halfway there.
Okay, so you were getting somewhere. You saw progress. There. Okay, and
I was seeing progress.
Yeah, you know? And that's part of that awareness too. Just being aware that, hey, I am doing better than I was. Being able to reflect back and everything. You know, we can't go back, unfortunately. I wish we could, like we talked about earlier. I'm still working on that time machine invention. but I don't have it yet.
Yeah.
But
well, let me know when you get it, man.
Hey.
I got a date that I'd like to go back to.
Yeah, we're gonna ride out, brother. We're gonna ride out. We're gonna make a lot of rounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you came back from that, and that's what's important. You were aware, and not being perfect is okay. That's what anybody, young listeners listening to us right now, because it's okay. We're living testimonies of it, that you can go through things. Because I've been in jail, I've been incarcerated, I've been through a lot of stuff myself in my personal journey. Right. But at the same time, look at me now. Look at you now.
That's right.
And so we're living proof that, hey, long as you are realizing that, hey, I am improving. I can reflect back. I'm doing better than then. Let's keep going each day. And you know, this is the result, you know. And,
that's right.
Yeah. And this led you into starting a great organization out there in Cali. Tell us about Bay Area BMXers.
Man, Bay Area BMXers, man. One thing, we put this together, man, and, you know, I always tell the story that, you know, my son, you know, he had been on a lot of factory teams before, you know, he'd been on a lot of bike shops teams. And, you know, you learn from a lot of stuff. It was just different, you know, each team was different.
Right.
And, you know,
what do you mean? What do you mean? The things your son was dealing with was different. Just
the stuff that you deal with, you know, on a daily basis. You know, like when you're not going fast, you don't get those phone calls. You don't get those check-ons to see if you come into a race. Your frame might be too small for you, and no one, they don't want to give you a frame. You know,
you saying something now? I know exactly what you're talking about. Get treated like the stepchild of the team.
Yeah.
Or
you can be sitting on a team. You can be sitting on a team for a whole year, and no one's talking to you.
Oh, wow.
You know, so those are the things that, you know, I kind of looked at, and you know, it's like I didn't want to go through those things too much no more. And I know, you know, me being the parent, you know, I had to do all to make the phone calls, or I had to be the one to get the memo to say that, hey, your 8-year-old son, he's not going to be able to come back on the team next year. You know, so now I got to break that news and everything. You know, I mean, it's tough, man. You know, so when you grow up and you deal with certain stuff like that, you know, you just kind of jot stuff down and be like, man, I don't want to go through this stuff no more. And you know, so what happened was my son was getting ready for college, and I was like, man, how about we should just start our own team? You know, let's put something together for the Bay Area. This started out for us where it was just going to be a lot of us that raced already together here in the Bay Area, man.
Yeah, just slap something together.
Just slap something together. I didn't know it was going to turn into going to our first national and winning and doing, you know, good things and everything. And it just kind of got better each year. You know, and stuff. So,
so you got your team and started sponsoring some riders locally?
Yeah, well, you know, we got some locals. I started putting some things together. We got a few sponsors, man, and they started helping us a little bit, you know. And, you know, I wanted to build the structure the way that I have the experience. So you always, anything that you do is built from experience. So
that's right.
I just wanted to take my team and put it together and make sure that no one's over here, no one's sitting up in a pit and not talking to each other. I don't care how fast you are or how good you are. You relate. We all relate, awesome. Whether you're novice, intermediate, expert, pro, we all relate together.
Yeah, and that's awesome. That's so awesome because you did that, and a lot of people have started local teams like that, and they try to do whatever they do, but you took it to another level though, because first of all, you're trying to instill in your company what you think these other companies should have had in the past. You're making in your mind the perfect company. Or the perfect team, and like a family atmosphere is the best. And then you took it to another extreme, though. You did something that not many people are doing. You reached outside of the sport. You reached into the school systems and everything. So kind of lead us into how it flowed into that, because it sounded like it was a great vision that started growing itself.
Yeah, well, one of my sponsors, Kids in Motion, he runs a child care at a school. And, he even had one of the first bike programs here in Berkeley up there. And it's been going for a long time. And he don't get that much recognition off of it because a lot of people don't know about it. But the parents know, and, the kids love riding bikes. So me and him got together, and he told me that I think it would be a great opportunity if I come up there and start teaching the kids, taking them out on BMX rides after school, showing them how to ride, just kind of introducing them to BMX.
Yeah.
And, it started growing. But, I went a little further than that, because even before that, I was going out and just picking kids up that from their homes and bringing them to the BMX track. Trying to show them how to ride and, just introducing them to the sport. I was doing what the older people did for us as a kid when we were growing up, when they would pick us up on a Sunday or Saturday, man, in a van and take us to a location.
Just doing the same thing.
And we just jump out and so I was giving back. So what you do is, like I said, your previous experience is the best experience sometimes, because your past experience is your best.
Yeah, that's the development. That's making you the ups and downs.
Right. So I was getting that help from my sponsors that helped these kids go out. And the parents were starting to appreciate it, because now you're taking their kids and you're getting them outside. They're getting outside activity.
That's
right. They're riding and they're having fun. And the school, it's just, man, it's a place where, it's different. And it comes back to what you just said about I went outside, BMX. And, even coming into, when I first started Bay Area BMXers, I said to myself that I was going to look for sponsors outside of BMX.
Right.
Because that's where it is.
That's
for me,
right. That's right.
Because I would, in so many ways that the BMX wasn't going to give me what I needed to do.
I know
the tools that I needed to bring to my program here was the BMX program for the schools, or even my race team. So I wanted to be different.
That's right.
And, not only different, I brought something also to it where on a team it's more diversity. Here.
That's right. That's right.
And you can see it. And I make sure that everyone's sitting up in this crowd here. When I look and I see my whole team and I'm seeing everyone talking and laughing and just having fun, I said to myself, I did that.
That's right. Ain't that awesome? That's an awesome feeling right there. Like when I started my movement, my Give Life a Chance movement to bring awareness for suicide prevention, just when I started my first event, I can remember back to then, just seeing all of those people with the T-shirt that say Give Life a Chance on there. And I just broke down in tears. Not being conceited or nothing like that, just seeing how that, hey, God is real.
That's right.
Look what he does. Look at what you went through. You talk about your development and those things that happened. I bet you wouldn't change any of that, because it developed you into the mindset that you have. So we're going to make mistakes in life. That's normal. We're going to have setbacks. That's normal. We're going to fail. Perfectly normal. But you learn from all of that stuff. and grow.
That's right.
You know, so
that's
so important. And that's why, see, that's what I like about what you're doing and what Mighty Mo's doing with the Mighty Mo BMX cruises and everything, you know, getting all the BMXs together to go on a cruise this year. You know, what we're doing, we're the people that left the sport. We're done racing, really, but at the same time, we're making it to where it can go longer, and we're making it to where, you know, it can be more in the future, so to speak, rather than just fading out and just forgetting about it. Somebody's got to do something to make it carry on, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that is so awesome, you know. So you got sponsors, and I know it's hard to get sponsors, but reaching outside, how hard was it to get into the school system? Because there's a lot of people that I know really would like to do stuff like that. Tell us what you're doing in the school system and how hard it was to get in there to do that.
Well, first, man, I'm a person that I'm not afraid for a person to tell me no.
Ooh, powerful,
you know,
powerful.
So I'm gonna come at you.
Right.
You know, either you're gonna tell me yes or you're gonna tell me no, and I can take either.
Right.
You know, but most of the time it's yes, and it's how you present yourself as well. But when I first got that opportunity for the school, that just kind of like opened the doors for me. And then, you know, what really took over for me was the documentary that a lot of you guys have seen, the Howard Cato story.
Oh, I love
you know,
that.
it was taken from me. That opportunity came for me from a student from San Francisco State.
Wow.
And they did a documentary. They wanted to do a documentary on me. And, you know, I kind of had to go back into my past and, you know, but, you know, when my dad was getting sick, you know, I wasn't able to do the BMX and stuff. So, you know, that kind of took a little toll on me as well, you know, for getting out of the sport. So, you know, when you start having opportunities with the schools and to be able to give back, man, you know, only thing I was doing was just looking for kids to be happy, man. That's all I wanted. I wanted to see smiles on their faces, just like we did when I was a kid. You know, when we jump out of the van and go to different locations of BMX tracks. It's those smiles. Thing is that the schools is different than BMX, man, for me, because you got BMX, you have your team, and then you have some riders where, you know, it's all about BMX. And for the kids at the schools, they just want to be able to ride. They just want that attention for an hour, and they don't care if you're fast, if you're slow, if they just want to ride with you.
They just want to
bring these bikes. So, you know, we bring the bikes up to the schools, man, put the helmets out, and, you know, I try to keep it, man, where I try to, you know, a lot of people want to like to donate bikes and stuff, but what I do is, and I'm appreciated to it, but I'm more trying to keep it in a structure where all the bikes are the same. So that way, there's no conflict on, I want that bike. I want that bike. That bike is better. You keep the bikes all the same, then you don't have to worry about that. They go grab their bike and they go out and ride. And, you know, and what I've been trying to get people to understand is this isn't easy, you know, and I'm doing this out of my heart and what I can get in, what little donations that comes in, you know, and what I try to explain to people as well. I'm running 2 programs. I have my nonprofit organization, which is my Flood Streets with Bikes, my school programs. And then I have my sponsors that help me with my BMX race team. So there's 2 different things.
So you got all that going. Oh, wow.
So sometimes people look at it and think, he has money. He has this and that for his kids. No, it's not that. I don't have money. What I do have is I have the support on one side for the sponsors that help me out. And, you know, then I have my organization where people decide that they want to help. If they want to throw $20 here, $15 here, $1,000 there to help me to build my program, to keep these kids on bikes, to get more bikes.
That's right.
Because
that's right.
If I don't get this, then
you can't do it.
Able to make it happen. So when you have people saying, "Hey, we need to change. We need to get these kids doing stuff," the same people that's saying that, you should be helping.
That's right.
You should want to help what I'm doing. If you're not able to go out and do it, well, help someone else that is.
That's right. That's right. And that's you helping right there. Well, you know, by helping someone else. And I can totally relate because I go through the same thing. You know, I'm trying to get sponsors now, even just for this show. You know, and shout out to Mighty Mo, you know, Moses Tillman, for becoming a sponsor with the Mighty Mo's BMX Cruise, you know, and other people that are talking about reaching out. But it's tough. It's a grind. So, you know, but you just keep on doing what you're doing. And I'm going to do what I can on my side to let more people know about what you're doing. Because it's a great thing, you know, because that's what I like to promote, positive individuals like yourself, you know. And I wish we had a longer show. We're getting close to the end, but I do want to be able to squeeze in how people could find out more about Bay Area BMXers, get in contact with you, any shout outs or anything like that. You want to run some of that down for us, or any other little stuff you feel like you didn't cover?
So, like I tell the listeners, if you guys interested in checking us out, you know, our website out, BayAreaBMX.org. We're also on Instagram at Bay Area BMXers. For you guys looking for me, my name is Howard Cato. I'm on Facebook as well. You know, also I just want to give a shout out, you know, to my sponsors, Kids in Motion, AAA Fire Protection, Dance Competition, Title IX, Supercross, and all the Bay Area people that continue to support me here and around the world.
Oh, right.
Thank you. Because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this, continue to do this, and the kids wouldn't be able to get more recognized about the sport as well. Someone has to do it.
That's right. That's right. That's right, brother. That's so awesome right there, you know. I mean, it's great what you're doing. Like I said, I know you went through an incident recently with your van and everything. God worked that out for you. Then you want to give a shout out to the people that helped you get your van situation straightened out?
Yeah, and I want to give a big shout out to Cookies over there, my best friend, Bill Smith, Burner, you know, for reaching out to me that, you know, when you know, man, you know, sometimes, man, a bad thing got to happen for a good thing to come about it. You know, it sucks that I had to lose my van, but, you know, I was able to get my van back. I'm able to restructure that as well. So, you know, man, I'm not letting none of this stuff stop me. You know, I just keep moving and just leave it in God's hands of whatever's going to happen down the road, because this is everything that's going on in life right now has already been created. It's already been on paper. So, you know, we just kind of going through what we need to do on it.
That's
you know,
right.
the process of it. So, thank them for reaching out and coming to my aid, and for the people that continue to help me also to try to work on getting the van back.
All right. That's awesome, brother. That's so awesome. I'm so glad you got that situation straightened out. What I want you to do is make sure I got some links to know where people can donate money to what you're doing, because we're getting into the BMX season for 2020 now, you know, and I know you guys want to make a great presence out there at Bay Area BMXers. So we want to get some people to donate, you know.
Yeah, well, they can also go to my website, man, and go to Flood the Streets for Bikes. Go find me, man. You can donate there. There's a few things on my website where you can donate. So
okay.
You can find everything right there on my website, BayAreaBMXers.org.
Okay, and if people you don't see that right there, or you can just go to my Hurricane Main page, and I'll have that link on there also. You know, so you can get directed to them, and you know, help Howard Cato make a difference. All right.
Thank you very much.
Brother, I'm so grateful for you coming on the show. Sorry for our little technical difficulties and everything, but we got through it. God making a way all the time, so I really appreciate you. I want you to keep doing what you're doing and keep in contact, all right?
Will do. Thank you.
And with that said, I want to remind everyone to tune in for another great episode of the Hurricane Main Show this Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and a repeat at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time only on His Hop Radio. And check out another episode of this show, the BMX Legends Class 2.0 radio show, where we will have another legend of the BMX experience on the show. All right. And I just want to tell everyone I thank you so much for tuning in, and keep your dreams alive. Keep thriving. Each day can make a difference. All right. I'll be locked inside your device next week. Thank you and God bless.